second to none. I think we could put it to any other destination, because that's what Fort Myers Beach always has been, a destination, a resort area.
As you can see, just one more time for everybody to kind of get that toss out there. They've done it 3 times, and this is a great opportunity for us here in Fort Myers Beach. And as you heard Jack talk about, they're not the only structure trying to get everybody back on their feet here in Fort Myers Beach. He talked a lot about all the other structures that we're seeing here, the resorts, Margaritaville, things like that, being built better than what we saw here when Hurricane Ian made its way around. So just a way for us to continue on, to make our way forward and continue to make sure that everybody is safe here in Southwest Florida. We'll have more for you guys coming back, but Chris, we're going to send it back to you in the studio for now.
All right, John, thank you very much. Great to see that countdown. Great to see the shovels go in. And most importantly, great to see that optimism there on Fort Myers Beach. John, where you are on Fort Myers Beach, it couldn't be any different to where I am right now in Babcock Ranch. The story of how these two places went through the hurricane could not be any more different. If you look around the buildings behind me, the homes in this town, you will not see a lot of damage. In fact, the people who live here never lost their water, never even lost their power in the storm, and the town credits that to the innovative way this town was built and also the sustainability systems they have in place here. As you take a look at this video, I want to remind you that this is a solar powered town, and the houses and the businesses get their power from underground lines. But even after making national headlines for its resiliency during Ian, Babcock Ranch said it made even more improvements for this hurricane season. There's a hurricane shelter here, and this year it'll have a new, more powerful generator. Babcock is also getting a second Florida Power and Light substation. They say that will help keep the power on, and there are new additions to its smart pond technology. That's what you're looking at here. Think of the stormwater ponds that are in so many Southwest Florida neighborhoods. Well, they're at a risk for flooding in a big storm, but here there's technology that connects the ponds to live weather forecast data and projects what water levels will be, then automatically lowers the water levels so there is no flooding. Now, in a couple of hours, Florida Power and Light and FEMA representatives will be here along with the town of Babcock Ranch. They are going to give us a tour of some of the new things they are putting in place for this upcoming hurricane season. We have much more coverage of the first day of hurricane season for you right now on Fox 4 Morning News. But for now, I am live in Babcock Ranch, back inside the studio to you.
Thank you, Chris. Good information there. I'm excited to see what's to come for Babcock Ranch. Now let's go ahead and get a check of traffic with Lauren Petrelli.
You know, it is just so busy over in the weather center, and I wish I could say the traffic center was nice and quiet. We are tracking a crash I-75 near mile marker 143. That's going to be close to the Bayshore exit. Right now, it's off to the side of the road. That tow truck is arriving, and eventually they're going to put this white sedan onto the flatbed and haul it away. So any onlooker delays that we possibly could see should eventually clear up relatively soon. Let's switch on over to maps, and I can show you. We don't have too many other crashes, but a lot of stalled out vehicles right now that are really blocking some roadways, slowing things down. One of those spots going to be State Road 82 and Lee Boulevard, where the two intersect. State Road 82 as you are headed southeast, picking up the brunt of those delays. Another stalled vehicle on 6 Mile Cypress and US 41. It looks like US 41 northbound seeing a slight delay because of that. I saw another one pop up closer to the LaBelle area. Amy, I'm going to get a check of that in just a minute, and I'll let everyone know how that's going to impact traffic.
Thank you, Lauren. Well, this morning there are 4 finalists in the running to be the next Fort Myers police chief, and you can get to know each of them if you'd like to later on today. There is a public forum being held at Fort Myers Collaboratory, which is on Jackson Street. You can attend this from 4 to 7:30 tonight. 2 finalists for police chief in Fort Myers dropped out. They were both from out of town. One took a different chief position in another state. There has been a new candidate added to the list as well. 2 of the 4 remaining finalists are from Fort Myers.
Well, we are starting to see the beginning of rainy season, and the city of Cape Coral wants to remind people about its ban on fertilizers with phosphorus or nitrogen. This starts today. It goes until September 30th. The city says the excess nutrients from these types of fertilizers can cause harmful algae blooms in our water. All right, this morning, the debt ceiling bill is one step closer to being signed into law. It was passed by the House of Representatives last night. Reporter John Lawrence explains the next steps to preventing a potential default.
The debt ceiling drama that's been hovering over Washington, D.C. for months could be coming to an end soon.
The bill is passed.
A deal that suspends the nation's debt limit until New Year's Day 2025 gets through the House by a vote of 314 to 117.
This is the biggest cut and savings this Congress has ever voted for. And it's not that we're just voting for it. This is going to be law.
In addition to addressing the debt limit, the bill also caps non-defense spending, cuts back on some COVID-19 relief funds, and expands work requirements for some food stamp recipients.
The passage of this legislation is a testament to House Republicans delivering on our commitment to America, an economy that's strong.
149 Republicans and 165 Democrats voted in favor of the bill. 71 Republicans and 46 Democrats voted against it.
Is it everything I wanted? No. But sitting with one House, with a Democratic Senate, and a Democratic president who didn't want to meet with us, I think we did pretty dang good for the American public.
President Joe Biden applauded the House vote and is urging the Senate to, quote, pass it as quickly as possible so that it can be signed into law.
Nobody on either side thinks this agreement is perfect, that's for sure. Nobody got everything they wanted.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
Now, multiple senators say they are against this bill. They're arguing it doesn't do enough to enhance defense funding. So coming up in the next 10 minutes, we're actually going to talk with our Scripps national political correspondent about why this could be the last debt limit fight we see.
And Lisa, it's the first day of hurricane season, and of course, it is busy over in the Weather Center. We are watching this area of storms and showers for potential development out in the Gulf of Mexico. This does have the potential to impact our weather starting today into the weekend. I'll explain what you can expect over the next several days. That's ahead in your full forecast. But first, let's get a quick check of those traffic hotspots.
John Farrell made me feel like I was family.
It was like working with my brother. I felt they were fighting for me. What more can you ask for in a lawyer that someone's fighting for you?
They're like family, you know, you can trust them.
Just felt like I was a person. They actually wanted to help me.
All right, good morning. Welcome back. It is 8:17 on your, what is it, Thursday morning, Lisa?
Thursday morning,
yeah,
first day of hurricane season.
First day of hurricane season. So we obviously are following that very closely this morning, and we are going to be with you throughout the morning following that. Before we get to all that, though, you know, in case you missed it, the U.S. House passed a bill to suspend the nation's debt limit through January 1st, 2025. This measure was approved on a vote of 314 to 117. So now that means the bill is headed to the Senate.
But this could be the last time Congress fights over the debt ceiling. Let's go ahead and bring in our political correspondent, Joe St. George. He's live from Washington, D.C. this morning. And Joe, President Biden may use the 14th Amendment so we don't have to hear about the debt ceiling again, right?
Well, there's certainly the possibility of that, and that's because President Biden has hinted in brief conversations with reporters in recent days and weeks that after this debt limit bill gets signed into law, this crisis is averted, if you will, that sometime down the line, maybe in a few months, he may try to invoke the 14th Amendment and essentially declare the entire debt limit debate invalid. How could he do that? Well, the 14th Amendment, it's early for a civics lesson, I know, as people are having their coffee and pancakes, but the 14th Amendment essentially says that the public debt of the United States should not be questioned. And some scholars have said that this debt limit drama does question the debt of the United States. Remember, the U.S., this is a very uniquely American issue. Only the U.S. and Denmark, the only countries in the world that have debt limit fights like this. Of course, President Biden could declare it invalid, but that would face an immediate court challenge by some conservatives especially, and it would be a case that would ultimately have to work its way up to the United States Supreme Court. But that is certainly a scenario that could make this the last debt limit fight that we have to cover. Remember this deal, which cleared the House of Representatives by an overwhelming margin yesterday. It certainly looks as though it will clear the Senate in the coming hours, coming days. It suspends the debt ceiling until January of 2025. So we won't have to talk about this until well after next year's presidential election. And perhaps, as you said, never again.
Yeah, I mean, that would be, I think, something that a lot of Americans would be very grateful for.
Yes,
Either
absolutely.
way, we are going to keep our eye on all things there at the White House. Joe St. George in Washington, D.C., thank you so much for joining us this morning. We do also want to get you a check of your weather, 8:20 right now. First day of hurricane season, and we are watching some rain on the radar. We are watching a low in the Gulf of Mexico. You're a busy woman this morning.
Lauren.
Yeah, thankfully I have Trenton here, and together we are tag teaming the official start of hurricane season. Obviously going to be a big one, as many people are still recovering since Hurricane Ian. Headed out the door right now, things may be a little foggy, but at least dry. So if you have any errands to run, the earlier the better is going to be the theme for today and also for tomorrow. This is going to be the Foxhor Tower Cam. Sits right on top of the studios here in Cape Coral. Looks at Pine Island and Nicholas Parkway. And while things are calm right now, we do have an increased chance of seeing rain starting this afternoon, especially into Friday and also the start of your weekend. That is because we are watching an area in the tropics. Just before 8 o'clock, the National Hurricane Center did bump up this area to a 50% chance of scattered storms and a 50% chance of potentially developing. Now, the reason why this is more significant is just because, or I shouldn't say too significant, it's very typical to see things, quick spin-ups like this frequently, especially for the start of hurricane season and in the month of June, so close to home. So there's no reason to panic when it comes to this area right here. It's just going to bring us a lot of rainfall and gusty conditions. So as we go through the next couple of days, I do think that we could possibly see some wind shear impacting this area. And as you see that shear and also dry air is a factor here, wrap into that area of low pressure, it's going to kind of inhibit any further development. So we're just going to keep our eye on it. But I want to go hour through hour with the models with you right here. And it looks like this area is going to slowly move to the south, staying right off of the coast of our state. But you see the difference here right around 5, 6 o'clock. We're looking at more widespread scattered storms and showers through our coastal communities and also through our inland areas. The system doesn't really seem to organize when it comes to these models, moves further to the south as we head into your Saturday, but there's still plenty of moisture associated with it. So we are still looking at widespread scattered storms and showers Saturday evening as well. Now, with the rain we've already seen and the rain we're expecting due to this system, we do have a flood watch in place for Glades and Hendry counties. That's through at least Friday evening. If anything changes for the rest of Southwest Florida, of course, we will let you know. This is nothing we can't handle. No reason to panic. The only thing is as we continue to recover from Hurricane Ian, we want you to have all of the information so that way you have the details. You could take it in and prepare for yourself. All right, headed out the door right now. Visibility clearly going to be an issue, down to a quarter mile of visibility in certain spots such as Punta Gorda, half a mile over in Naples. Other spots faring a little bit better. Temperatures, we are anywhere between the low to mid 70s, 75 Sanibel and also Moorhaven. Those are some of the warmer spots. Also dealing with clouds and radar sweeping across nice and clear for us today because we have that area we're watching out in the Gulf of Mexico. We're going to be maybe just with a couple spotty showers through your lunch hour, but we're going to drive up those rain chances to a 70% chance of scattered storms and showers, really peaking around 3 o'clock. Continuing into the 5 o'clock hour. So the main focus with these through our inland areas, but it does not mean our coastal communities won't see the rain and lingering storms and showers right around 10, 11 o'clock this evening. When it comes to our boaters, we have no advisories for you. Today's winds eventually switching out of the southwest up to about 10 knots. And yes, we do have increasing rain chances into your Saturday, highs remaining in the upper 80s to low 90s, but we'll see a rebound of sunshine Sunday into your early next work week.
All right, you know that giant blob of seaweed? It's been getting a lot of attention lately as it moves closer to the state of Florida. Well, now researchers say plastic within that blob may contain flesh-eating bacteria.
A sad update at 8:27. After 60 hours, the Coast Guard has suspended its search for a missing cruise ship passenger who went overboard 185 miles east of Jacksonville. Carnival Cruises says 35-year-old Ronnie Peel Jr. went overboard from the Carnival Magic ship on Monday. It says security video shows he leaned over the railing of his balcony and dropped into the water at around 4 o'clock in the morning. His fiancée says they were on that trip to celebrate her birthday.
Florida Atlantic University says that massive span of sargassum seaweed that's been catching a lot of attention as it gets closer and closer to the state of Florida. could potentially have flesh-eating bacteria within it. Researchers say they found plastic materials within the sargassum that could hold potentially dangerous bacteria called Vibrio, which may be creating a perfect pathogen storm. The issue isn't the seaweed itself, but again, the plastics within it.
The Sea Turtle Conservancy is offering grants to people who are willing to retrofit their lighting so it won't impact sea turtles that are nesting right now. Bright white lights can disorient sea turtles and cause what's called false crawls, but the Conservancy says any amber or orange, red colored lighting like you see here will not do that. So the nonprofit will cover 100% of the cost to change the lighting. Collier County says people have already found 100 more sea turtle nests this year. So that's 601 so far this season. Unfortunately, though, the county says false crawls have also doubled compared to last year. The Lee County School District is facing some backlash this morning over an elementary school project on immigration. We hear from the district directly about this display that's since been taken down.
Live from Southwest Florida, you're watching Fox 4 Morning News.
8:32 right now. Welcome back. Today marks the first day of hurricane season. And here at Fox 4, we're always working for you, making sure we're there for you to help you through any storm we see this season. And of course, that means preparing ahead of time as well.
Right. So let's send it on over to meteorologist Trent Eric. And Trent, we're already seeing a bit of a disturbance in the Gulf right now that could impact our weather. Tell us what we can expect.
Yeah, Lisa and Amy, it is hard to believe that a little over 8 months ago, this area here on Fort Myers Beach under 10 to 15 feet of water. And unfortunately, there are reminders everywhere of the devastation and destruction that occurred here on that Wednesday late in September. You're looking here at one of the memorials that was left behind, and over the Gulf of Mexico behind us, Mother Nature is right on schedule as we are watching our first disturbance here of the year. Now the Gulf rather quiet now, but in the northern parts of the Gulf, we actually have a disturbance. The National Hurricane Center is monitoring here early with a 50% chance of developing. Now you may see this, and it's changed from 20 to 50, and it's gone from yellow to orange. We don't have that much to worry about here in Southwest Florida. This is going to be a rainmaker. Let's get to the radar. You've seen it the last couple of days. Showers and thunderstorms popping up each and every afternoon. Widespread, 80 to 90% chance of rain here over the next couple of days. And that radar, as we move into the northern parts of the Gulf, shows that concentration of rain around that low that has developed a little bit more here this morning. Now, for Southwest Florida, it has been the fog, really, that was the story this morning. The rainfall is gone. Now, as we go throughout the day, however, by lunchtime, should be mostly dry. Clouds beginning to bubble up, though, and by 3 o'clock, we're going to expect some rather heavy rain. Showers and thunderstorms all around town, and by 6 o'clock, they'll spread. A lot more of us will get under that activity, and by 9, some of those showers and thunderstorms still linger. So if you need some dry hours to get out and run some errands, it's got to be early. Our temperatures will quickly get in the mid to upper 80s here by lunchtime before those showers and thunderstorms roll through. And that's going to be the case here over the next couple of days. And by the way, if we were to get a tropical depression or a weak tropical storm, a quick one here in the next couple of days, it is going to happen either today or tomorrow, because by the weekend, the atmosphere becomes a little more unfavorable. And of course, you know, we'll stay right on top of it. I want to take this time now to send it back to the studio for a check of traffic with Lauren. And Lauren, a little foggy here this morning in some areas.
Oh, okay. I have a director telling me that my mic is muted. Am I good? Okay, perfect. So let's get right to the traffic then, because not seeing visibility issues right here. This is going to be Bayshore Road and mile marker 143 along the interstate. We are still waiting for that vehicle that was involved in this crash to be loaded up onto this tow truck and taken